Welcome to Benelux Media, your TV and film production company. We produce TV programs such as Take 101 and Show for Africa. We produce such films as Forget the Pact and FATIMA Fury. Are you looking to produce documentaries, adverts, trailers, jingles, promos? Benelux Media will take care of your production line. Contact Benelux Media on 0207 998 0930. That's 0207 998 0930. Or we can be viewed on the website at www.beneluxmedia.com. You can email us at studio@beneluxmedia.com. And bear in mind, you can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube on Benelux Media.
Welcome to Take 101. On today's show, it's all about working with actors.
First of all, when you have a role and you need to actually have the right people for your role, some of the problems we have in African films is more about how famous you are rather than whether you can play the role. For me, as a filmmaker, I believe when I'm casting people, you have to fit the role. You have to be able to tell the story of the role that you are entitled to play than, just using your name because you're famous. I don't believe in things like that.
Now picture this, we all know that a good actor is hard to come by. They're either too expensive or too busy.
Yes, money can be an important part. Sometimes you have to accept a job that you are not so passionate about, but you do it because it pays the bills. But ultimately, I think it's mostly about really giving something, sharing something with people. I think that should be the main motivator.
As an actress myself, when I read a script, I have to feel the script. I have to believe in the script. If I read a script and I don't believe in it, I won't play that part. It's not possible. I don't care how many scripts I have to turn down, I'll turn them down every day, because if I don't feel it, I cannot deliver. So when I look at when I see people come for casting, they have to really convince me. I have to believe the person that walks through the door and the person that is standing in front of me playing this character they're two different people. If you walk in here and I see a very nice person and then you stand, you're supposed to be playing a bad person, and then you're still the nice person, you haven't changed. So I really need to see that people can identify from being themselves as a person and then the character they are supposed to be playing.
We're going to ask industry professionals how to bond with actors to get the best out of them.
I can't speak for all actors. I can speak for myself. Retakes, I love doing many takes because that just allows me to play with it and play around. Okay, I did the scene that way. How about this way? And then the director can choose what's the best way to tell the story. With reshoots, sometimes when you feel that you're finished with the production and you are ready to move on to the next one, it can be tough to go back to the previous one and just kind of find the right energy again and the motivation. So yes, it takes a lot. But if that's what's needed for the production, then you just have to do it. You have to be professional and say, yes, I'll do it.
Well, it sort of boils down to what script it is, how the role might be fleshed out in the film, and who the actor is. And it also depends on what direction the person is heading in their life, because there's some performers or actors who are at a stage where they wouldn't want to do minor roles, which is understandable. And there are certain scripts where minor roles are not that important or significant. They're more like standing behind a lamppost sometimes. But if the minor role, even if it's for 2 minutes of screen time, is actually crucial to the film, or the manner in which the film is structured, then I think it's equally important. For instance, with my film, it's sort of two main characters who move from one space to another. So they meet people within rooms or spaces, and some of those sequences are very, very short with the other actors, but they're all equally integral to how the film plays out. So I think it's about weighing all of these aspects of production.
It all depends. Some directors allow you to do it your own way, and if you're inborn, if you have it in you, when you do it your own way, oh wow, people will love it. But it's also good for the director. It's good sharing ideas. It's also good for the director to tell you his own idea, what he feels about the scene and the character. Then you can add yours, and that will make it superb. Yeah.
So how do we approach particularly good actors to help you make your film?
I think it's so personal for every actor. I think it varies so much individually. I can only speak for myself, and I would say for me, when I feel that the director appreciates everything I do and that nothing can go wrong, and that I feel free to just play around with a character, that's when I just start giving. That's when I feel, okay, here's my whole heart. Just take it and, you know, do what you want with it. I just want to give and give and give. You know, filmmaking is like a picnic of the souls where everybody gives each other little bits. The director gives to the actor gives to the director and the production. And it's all about sharing. So when you create an environment where you can just share and be good to each other, I think that's when people just open up and say, okay, I'll let go, you know, I'm here. I think the key to everything is really communication. Yeah, I think honesty is ultimately what people respond to being honest. And if you just sit down and say, okay, honestly, I feel like this, I respect you, and I want to hear your opinion, but we have a problem here, so let's try to work it out in a way that makes everybody satisfied. I think that's the best way. And you have to leave your stubbornness out in that case. You kind of have to say, okay, I'm listening to you, and let's make it work together. Because it is about teamwork. It's not about individual needs. It is about working as a team and making magic. That's what you do when you create together. It's a sort of a magic.
Actors are the cornerstone in every filmmaking industry. Without good actors, you simply haven't made a good film. More often than not, actors deliver different results with different directors.
And based on the qualities that you pick out you'll then look for people or call for actors to audition. So I think it's just important to get those little nuts and bolts right about casting. But I think there are two sort of approaches to casting. So there is this very, very specific approach which works very well in a lot of casting, but then there's the other approach which is very open-ended, which is just to say, so within these, again, parameters of budget, etc., I'd like to meet actors who've got the following skills, and it doesn't matter what their age group might be or what their ethnicity is or what their gender is, and we'll workshop and we'll see who we find exciting and who responds to the material, and then we'll try and work something out. Or they'll give us ideas about how the character could go and maybe meet more actors of that type. So it's important to know what your approach is within the limitations of your budget and circumstances. Well, I think based on these factors, essentially, so if you're making a independent film, you wouldn't ideally approach a star or someone who's used to like a vanity van, essentially, because that's not something you can afford to give them, and that will create frictions on set. So it's important, I think, while planning your casting, to know those things very, very clearly, and to also have actors who can give you a flexible schedule, who aren't sort of tied down to saying 3 days and that's it, especially not for a feature, because you never know what might go wrong and how much more time you might need. So I think it's important to know those things and then start meeting actors, start auditioning them or working with them.
As you may already know, making a film's not rocket science. All it takes is courage and enthusiasm.